Sup, guys, Ryu here for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. I'm bringing you Galaxy Blue Eyes, not just the Galaxy Soldier, I promise. Look, just so we're clear, there's other galaxies in there, more than just that. So I'm going to start with the replays. Just keep in mind this deck is very much a glass cannon. It's a one-trick pony. You're going to basically just commit everything to the board, and if you get raid stomped, you're losing the game. That's how the deck works, but I figured it was something different, it was something fun, and I'm still working on a pure Galaxy build because it's really difficult to get one that wants to work completely with no issues, to be fair. So I'm baiting out the Blue Eyes. I figure he had the Blue Eyes in hand, and here I'm going to go for the Galaxy Soldier after getting these into the graveyard for obvious reasons, and then I'm going to search out the Knight so I can go into the whole rank 8 play. But Infinity, stuck up Blue Eyes, Wizard. I decided to do Wizard because I fucked up the play there with Galaxy Knight. But it's okay. I have the number 62, so I could still put in massive damage and drop him 2,700 and then drop 3 of his freaking cards out of his deck. And get a White Spirit Dragon board because it's kinky like that. So he activates Advanced Ritual Art. I'm obviously going to negate that. He can play his Chaos Form. Drops the Blue Eyes Chaos Max, and I'm like, oh shit, Nuggets. He took out the Cyber Dragon Infinity. Alright, as long as that's not real back row, I'm okay to pretty much win the game. So I go for Galaxy Knight here, going for Galaxy Photon. Now the reason I make Heretic Sun is not to target the Blue Eyes Chaos Max. I'm actually targeting the back row, just to ensure that I win here. But that's going to be the first round, because like I said, Glass Cannon, you give up everything to win the game. I had 2 matches with Necrolz. This is like Necrolz Kaiju. This deck has been floating around in YGO Pro quite a bit. And I decided both of them was good. Both of them were good enough to, yeah, definitely good enough. They were great enough to show off and whatnot, so I wanted to share that. He plays Maxi. I'm not even going to special summon. I was going to, but after seeing the Maxi, I'm like, nah, I'll risk everything. I don't really care, to be completely blunt, but I'm not scared of your back row because I got the Galaxy Wizard play for days, man. Go for that alternative dragon. Go for bring back the Galaxy. Now I can activate my Expedition, which will net me a level 5 or higher Photon monster or Galaxy monster. And I go for course for Soldier because Soldier will get me another one. And then of course I could discard the Soldier for Soldier. Well, the Blue Eyes for Soldier. That's totally another Soldier. And go for the Soft Lock, which is 38 in Cyber Dragon Infinity, which you'll often see in Galaxies, but that's going to be game. I just wanted to ensure there was pretty much no comeback there. This is against, I believe, a rank 4 deck, something along those lines. We actually had a match afterwards, and I goofed so hard because he had the Utopia with all the Z weapons, and I didn't know how to really approach it. So I done goofed and lost that one, I'll admit it, but the replay, in my opinion, pretty much was lackluster. This just shows the consistency of the combos and whatnot, especially when you get a decent enough hand to actually pull everything off. I probably should have saved the full armor, because I could have just went to Dark Matter and done what I was going to do. But Vanity's Emptiness is too damn crucial in this deck. It really is, because you'll see what I mean. Instant Fusion, Vanity's Emptiness. I stole the victory. This is the second match against Necrolz, which pretty much a lot of these replays are just going to end in basically one giant push, and that's going to be victory. That's how the deck honestly works. There's really not anything too special about it, because all you're basically doing is going Infinity, suck up a monster, get rid of all the cards that your opponent has, while giving up everything that you have in your entire hand to pretty much make this giant play, as you're seeing now, to pretty much take victory from the game. And here I just go for, again, that soft lock again, because I know it's Necrolz, and Cyber Dragon Infinity, nullify the, attack negator, because I knew what I was doing in that situation. So it's with all respects, the deck's not hard to play, and it's just something I thought would be fun, because I never deck profiled it, and it's a way to get Galaxies on the channel before I'm completely done with the pure version, to be completely fair. This guy plays Sparkfield. This is something I did not consider with Red Eyes, and I'll have to go back and check it out, because it's a thing. It is an actual thing. So I'm going to take massive burn damage here, but it'll come at a good cause. It's for good reasoning. The puns are terrible. It comes at a good cost, but go for Expedition here, have the alternative hand, go for Nova into Infinity, suck up the Flare Metal, bring the Blue Eyes back to my hand so I can go Gospel, Spark Field's gone, and then go for Alternative, and his dragon would have been gone, but thanks Gospel, or Return of the Dragon Lords, but that's still going to be game, which is a beautiful thing because of this card right here. That is pretty much the deck's Utopia the Lightning. And when I call it the deck's like Utopia the Lightning, it's actually, you know, pumps up to 8,000. This is PK Lightsworn again, by the way. So that's one of those things, like, you get situations where you get a terrible hand like this, but then you get Melody and you can easily change it around, and, well, it's going to be beautiful in a moment here. When I go Alternative, Cypher Dragon, Full Armor, Galaxy, Dark Matter, I could have saved the Full Armor, go for, bring back the Galaxy Photon, and drop to 1,000. Like I said, if you get stopped, you know, Return of the Dragon Lords makes this deck a little bit better, but if you get stopped, you're really not going to have a follow-up play for the most part outside of an Alternative. It's one of the fun builds. It's nothing like too major. He goes for Black Rose. I'm like, hello? Gospel? Gospel? And for the final replay, I went against Cyber Angels, but I actually got to go first, which is interesting enough, but I basically give up all my resources to go Cyber Dragon Infinity. That's why I don't like Galaxy Soldier and Blue Eyes. It's a nifty little thing you can do, but most decks can jump over it with ease here. And I'm just going to allow him to do all the searching, wait for the Ritual card to come on. He plays the Machine Angel Ritual, and that's where I'm stopping, because I don't want him to have any Cyber Angels popping out on the board. So I go suck up his monster, Gospel, let's get rid of the field, and he drops. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he would have been at 300 and it would have been in a terrible situation. I honestly wanted to get more duels that were kind of grind game, but there were no grind games with this deck. This deck always either wins on turn 2 to 4 or it loses. That's pretty much the premises of the entire deck. Now, why deck profile it? Because it's Galaxies, it's fun, and it's a different way to play Blue Eyes if you're looking for a little bit cheaper alternative. Haha. Terrible puns. If you're looking for a different version of Blue Eyes to play that doesn't need $20 stages and you can get away without the Ancient Whitestones, you just play one. You can play an Upstart in that spot and run it at 19 monsters. That's another thing you can do. Or you can even include the Felgrand engine and run that too, because that's pretty damn good with this and would probably give it a backup plan. But I decided against it because then you got to run Dragon Ravine, and I couldn't find room for Dragon Ravine because I wanted some defense in Quaking Mirror Force. Now, with that little explanation, let me run down the deck. 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 2 Alternative White, 2 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, 1 Galaxy Knight, double White Spirit Dragon, triple Galaxy Soldier, triple Galaxy Wizard, double Maxi, and double Ancient Whitestone. Now, it pretty much goes without saying the reason for 2 alternatives is because the third one will clog on you, even though I'm running 3 Blue Eyes, because sometimes I just need that third Blue Eyes in the deck so I can have my alternative plays. The 1 Galaxy Knight is pretty standard, unless you're running Galaxies that can actually, you know, make the 2 off the Sephir Knight. It's really not worth, see, I did my research. It's really not worth running 2 in variants like this. Double White Spirit Dragon, I hate back row. That's just pretty much my premises on it. You could run 1 and 1 and put something else there like the Felgrand engine and find room for 2 Dragon Ravines, but don't take out the shrines. You do want the shrine. Triple Galaxy Soldier, pretty much it's part of the Galaxy engine. Galaxy Wizard is your give up a normal summon and search for it. You also could include the Brilliant Fusion engine when I'm thinking about it on the top of my head. If you take out the Quaking Mirror Forces, you drop a stone and you drop a White Spirit Dragon, you could probably fit it in there and just squeeze it in the extra deck. It's not too hard. Just drop like a Cypher Dragon, you're fine. Or drop whatever rank 8 that you don't want to run, because obviously you don't want to drop this here. So, moving onward, we have 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. You often hear me say Gospel Revival because I think the name sounds cooler. That's just my personal opinion preference, but we're all talking about the same card at the end of the day. This is what is pretty much your main protection, your back, your backbone. That's the word I was looking for. I was brain farting. 3 Trade-In, because Trade-In, obviously, with tons of targets, is going to make a Dead Hand go live. Double Dragon Shrine, because, again, Dead Hand go live. If you have the Ancient Whitestone, and you have, like, say, alternative, and you don't have Blue Eyes, you can send Blue Eyes and send him, and then banish him out, get the Blue Eyes in hand, so you have alternative. Triple Melody Awakening Dragon, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unless my numbers are wrong. No, you have 7. Okay, it used to be 8. You have 7 targets for Melody Awakening Dragon and about 8 targets for Trade-In. That's a level 8. Just saying. And you have, oh wait, no, you have 10 targets for Trade-In and 7 for Melody. Just making sure I got my numbers right. 1 Soul Charge. It's super duper good in this deck. 1 Galaxy Expedition, if you have the Galaxy Soldier face up, it's more deck thinning. You definitely want to have that. Double Twin Twister, 1 Galaxy Zero. This is pretty much like a premature burial for Galaxies in some sense, except that you don't have to pay life points. Double Quaking Mirror Force, because again, want protection. You could play your Mirror Force preference. I don't recommend regular Mirror Force. Any of the others is good, like, I think it's Air Force. I forgot the English name, but it's the one that bounces the hand. You have the one that bounces back the deck if you're taking a direct attack. And you have Quaking Mirror Force, which puts them face down. Any of the 3 are fantastic this format, so you're good with any of them. Vanity's Emptiness and Solemn Warning. These 2 are probably the best track cards you will ever run. For the extra deck, 1 Ozrise, 1 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. For those random ass times you're going to synchro, you just have it there for options. 1 number 77 with the 84, and any rank 8 will get you to number 77. 4,000 beat stick is always nice. 1 number 95, 1 Galaxy Eyes Full Armor, 1 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. I haven't said that name in like forever. Number 62. It boosts himself to 8,000, which is beautiful. And if you have him as material, they'll take the damage, which is also beautiful. It has to be on a monster, but still, it's beautiful. You love it. Double Cypher Dragon. This card can literally end games by itself. That's why you want to run it. 1 number 38, Soft Lock. You saw it in the video multiple times. I get way too comfortable with that soft lock because you're safe from Raigeki, you're safe for nullifying at least 2 cards that turn, which is always good. Heraldic Sun Dragon, you saw in the video I dropped it because it was a good situation to pop back row and basically just safely win the game. 1 Felgrand, 1 number 23, you can use this to go into the Spider Loop. And I called it a loop. You can go into the Spider Combo. You can overlay this to 84 and then 84 to 77. You're going down numbers. Cyber Dragon Infinity and Cyber Dragon Nova is going to round off the rest of the deck. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you later for Guide to Your Side. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoy the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more. And don't worry, for those of you who want the Pure Galaxies, I'm finishing work on it, but it takes time to get good replays that don't suck, so pretty much that's why I like to take a little extra time most of the time with it, and that's why you get things like this that are a little discombobulated. Just like, hey, it's not a perfect deck, but it's fun as hell. Give it a go. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you later. Peace.